Okay, I have audio now. 1 second. Yeah. I don't know what the hell is up with the lack of desktop audio so that there's no Jocelyn, and that is a problem. What on earth? Grumble, grumble, grumble. Yes, okay. See, this is why we do pre-stream checks. And, you know, I thought I had, but of course, as soon as we go live, everything goes to crap. So, what? So, hi everybody, thanks for joining us. This is live technical problem solving. God, I don't know. Why? Is that magically? If I open that thing, do things magically? Wow, I'm sorry that this is just such a... I don't... Yeah. If I make it that, does that? That doesn't do a damn thing. Okay. Hold tight, everybody. We'll figure this out. Why? I'm so confused. Everybody's making fun of me. They think I've just muted you just for the fun of it. God damn it. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna pause this. We're gonna try turning it off and on again. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. Everybody hang tight. This might pop up as a new live event. I'm not sure. So we're gonna just... Actually, hang on. You know what? We're just gonna put the logo back up for a second. So just everybody hang tight. Yeah. 1 second. Okay, we're still working on it, but talk amongst yourselves. What's in everybody's cup today? While I try and sort this out. But then we'll lose this particular little live slot that I made if I restart the stream. I'm so perplexed because I can hear Jocelyn, obviously. But I don't know why my streaming software can't. Yeah. Maybe. Let's try that. That doesn't make any difference whatsoever, does it? No, now Jocelyn's just muted. Hang on. Wonder if this is a Zoom thing. This is not making it better. Okay. If I get my Zoom settings. Video's fine. Audio. Same as system. Okay. We have progress, I think.
We have progress?
Okay, so I think they can hear both of us, but now I can't hear Jocelyn. But I do believe they can hear Jocelyn now. What on earth? How does this even work? I'm so confused.
We have Jocelyn sound, yeah, but now Diana can't hear me.
What if I switch this back to... What on earth? Have I just disconnected my headphones? Where's my Bluetooth settings?
I mean, I hear Diana fine, but I've heard Diana fine the whole way through, so.
Great showmanship. Oh, for the love of... Open my Bluetooth settings, please. Disconnect these. Reconnect these. Okay. So can I hear Jocelyn? I can hear Jocelyn. Is the Jocelyn sound coming through to the... No, it's not. Okay, same as system. Gosh, now... Okay, now we're back to I can hear Jocelyn, but the stream can't. What on earth is your problem? What on earth? Well, I'm glad everybody's having a lovely chat in chat. I want headphones, and I want... Why? Why you gotta be like this? Is that... Why? Why? Default. If I set you to that, and if I set you to that, how's... No?
Have a name I don't... A blurry name I don't recognize, but that's not a shock.
Why can I get
here.
it so that stream can hear Jocelyn or I can hear Jocelyn, but not both? This is just... We're back to they can hear you now.
It's a Bluetooth thing. Sometimes the Bluetooth just doesn't function.
This is wonderful.
There's Jocelyn. Hi, Sherry.
But if I set it to that... Set it to that...
What if Jocelyn leaves and joins? Will that work? Jocelyn's in charge of the Zoom calls.
I succeeded! I succeeded! I set the right setting! Oh my god.
Take a picture so when this happens next time, you know what pushes you to push.
Okay, so for future reference, so that everybody knows,
Okay.
I have to have both the streaming software and Zoom set to the headset Galaxy Buds Pro hands-free AG audio something or other. Not the other instance of the Galaxy Buds Pro, this particular instance, because there's two of them in the list. Because that makes sense.
Proving once again that tech just doesn't make sense.
Tech makes no sense. I have a degree in Googling things, okay? I don't understand tech. I just understand how to...
Oh, hail the Diana! I agree. I would have given up long before this. I would have been like, I'm done.
So, hi everybody. Welcome. Thanks for putting up with that.
I'm out of chat now because if I'm looking at chat, I'm not looking at the screen, so...
Oh, yeah. Okay, well...
Are you good?
We're good, we're good.
Is
so...
it time? Is it go time?
Good morning, afternoon, evening to all 13 of you. Thanks for being with us through these technical difficulties. We're ready to actually get started now.
Are we? Is it time? Is that my cue?
Yes, let's actually start this party.
All right, well, welcome to the Northern Knits Podcast. We are two friends in fiber who knit, craft, crochet, and tuck everything in between. My name is Jocelyn, and my co-host is...
Diana.
And if I don't do the cues right, she misses them. Guys, it's
I do.
episode something. I forgot to ask. 2 something?
219.
Cool, it's 219. There is open doors. There will be a cat that will wander in and out of screen on you guys. She was playing with her spring earlier, so I didn't want to close the door. I don't know where she is now, but, you know, you might see the monster. It is what it is. I currently call Winnipeg, Manitoba home. Diana currently calls Waterloo, Ontario home. And it's a Sunday. It's noon. We're live. I hope you all brought snacks.
Oof, so many snacks.
I had an ice cream bar before we started.
And I am very jealous, eternally jealous of your ice cream.
I had one of those bad sinusy nights, so my throat was sore. I needed to fix that problem. So I did. Whatever. I had a protein bar. I ate my apple. Now I can have cookies, right?
That sounds way healthier. I had a croissant and a caramel bread pudding, so I'm so sugared.
Listen, you know what I had for dinner last night because I scarfed it before we started gaming. It's not like my dinner was, you know, on the scale of even remotely food-like.
Fair. And of course now, as soon as I'm actually ready to go, the sun's just come round to be reflecting off the window of the car across the street. Put that...
So now you need to adjust things?
I have a little sticky note pad, and I just put it up, like, right there, because I need this much space of the window covered. So I'll just have to keep moving it every couple minutes.
Oh, jeepers.
Well, it only lasts for, 10 minutes, so just for, just for the next 10 minutes or so, I'll just be reaching over to shove it across so I'm not blinded by the car across the street.
Oh my god. Hi, everyone.
It's a Sunday.
Awesome, Lisa, Sherry, Aaron. Aaron has a really tasty smoothie. But you know what? It's not in my house. We live in the same city. This is something that could happen. It involves chocolate and peanut butter in a smoothie format. Hello. I know I forgot people. My brain's not there, guys.
We've also
Jenny,
got
Tracy. Tracy's here.
Tracy, Rita.
Yeah.
Rick Rack. I don't recognize that name, so welcome, Rick Rack.
There's a thing going on. We're gonna talk knitting. We're gonna talk other things.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with what's in our cups, which are not
Sure.
smoothies. Delicious smoothies.
Disappointed, but not. Guys, I have some coffee.
I thought really hard about coffee, but I have tea to review.
I have 3 house showings once we're done this for the day. So I spent the first 2 hours of my Sunday cleaning the house again. Woohoo! House cleaning.
That sounds so thrilling.
Every day for 2 hours a day. I'm so tired of cleaning my floors.
But hey, the house is so clean.
The house is disturbingly clean right now. Disturbingly clean. So that's fine. So I am definitely that, and I spilt my simple syrup that I made all over the inside of my fridge. That I had a hot, sticky simple syrup mess to clean up this morning. So the
Oh,
iced tea is not happening because I need to make more simple
oh,
syrup now.
that's annoying.
So instead, it's coffee. It's decaf coffee. It's decaf coffee in a cup with some keto-friendly simple syrup because it's corn-free. That's what we're doing.
Well,
That's how we got here.
I still have yet more Plum Deluxe tea to review. So the teacup of the day is this pretty blue one with gold filigree and a pretty rose on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the tea that is going in the cup today.
She just has a teapot on the side there that you don't see. She just pours out of the teapot into the cup. Like, she goes through like half a teapot when we do this, if not more.
Oh no, I made a whole teapot today. I'm drinking an entire liter of this tea.
That's a lot of tea. Okay, cool.
So the liter of tea that I'm drinking today is the Self-Care Blend Herbal Tea. Feel energized, loved, and supported with this warming, healing blend of herbs. It contains honeybush tea, elderberries, apricots, apple pieces, marigold, apricot essence, love, and gratitude. No caffeine.
I have apple.
So, yeah, it's a very fruity smelling tea, which I haven't actually tried yet.
A really nice tea. I'm kind of really excited because that sounds like a great tea.
It looks tea colored, as opposed to like blue or purple, like the Magic Butterfly tea.
What's it supposed to look like? Bourbon? Like.
I mean, it's a normal tea color as opposed to a ridiculously abnormal tea color like that one was.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
It's a perfectly lovely tea.
Excellent.
For all the fruit that it smells, like this entire office smells like fruit right now, and it doesn't taste that heavily of fruit. So if you want something that smells sweet but isn't actually, this is a good choice.
Sometimes that's really what you want.
Not upset I have an entire pot of this.
Oh, good.
That's going to be lovely.
Excellent sauce. I'm pretty sure chat's going.
People are talking about allergies and ice cream and rain. And...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some people got some serious rain the other day. There was flooding.
Ooh.
Some serious rain going on the other day. But we had a thunderstorm last night. Cat slept through the thunder. Cat slept through the lightning. Cat slept through the rain. Cat tried to climb down the front of my pajama shirt when the hail started. Apparently, that's what we don't like.
I mean, hail is pretty alarming.
Hail is quite alarming. I wasn't sure I was ready to be woken up at 4 in the morning with a cat climbing down my front of my shirt, but that's where I was, and that's what happened to me. So, okay, cool, that happened. I was like, what's hitting the window? Oh, hail. What's climbing down the front of my freaking body? Oh, a cat. We need to hide in there? Okay, cool. You don't fit, but sure, you know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and then this morning she's across 3/4 of the bed diagonal, belly up, snoring. I'm like, yeah, sure. Go ahead and pretend you're comfortable in all situations. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes you. So, I don't know, you guys may see her, you may not. I don't know what she's doing. We're playing, so we might be napping at this point. Who knows? She's had lunch, so I don't know what she's doing.
She's wandering up beside you is what she's doing.
Well, she's going to come in and out of frame a lot. Because, cat.
You're talking to your computer. You must be lonely. Therefore, I will come and be super irritating in your face.
Like jumping up on my computer desk while I'm in the middle of battle. That's helpful.
Definitely. Helping fight the zombies.
Poor Diana. Constantly hear me going, not now! Go away! I don't love you anymore. Your mother's busy. Get off the computer desk. All right. I went places.
You went places. What places did you went? I'm gonna count stitches because I didn't go anywhere.
Well, that and you're starting a whole new section of shawl while
That too, yeah.
while we're
It's gonna
live
go
today.
great. It's gonna be
It's gonna go
perfect.
great. I had to go get my new phone, so I got my new phone. It's purple, so I of course got a glitter sparkle case. Glitter sparkle case. Glitter. So I had to go deal with that because my SIM card holder, which you eject on the S21s, because I'm an Android user. I have a Samsung S21 now. Pro, like the Plus. I get the extra space and stuff. And the camera's moved, which is weird. I'm still adjusting to the fact the camera's not in the top middle anymore. It's on the side.
Mm.
That's an odd location for me. But my SIM card holder didn't want to eject. It was being a bit finicky, so I had to take it into the store. So my brother-in-law had to go do some paperwork. He had to write schedules and do his finances for the week, and he works at the co-op at St. Vital Mall. So I just went to the Telus at St. Vital Mall, wearing my N95 mask. What you hear now is her playing with the Telus bag that came home that I'm storing a project in. Could you stop? Could you stop? Your mother's literally right here, looking at you. So she looked at me and then she went back to doing it. Oh, garbage. Listen, you little snot monster. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, stop it, stop it! So, I did that, got a new phone, traded in my old phone, got $300 store credit for my old phone.
That's
Hello.
not bad.
So I bought a super fancy, one of those nice clear screen covers that do like the super extra protection for your screen. And a hefty duty case and a new cord and an extra plug-in and a Google Home device, and I still have store credit.
Wow.
So I think I might oops, I'm gonna hit the microphone a lot, guys. I think I'm going to upgrade my tablet. That's what I think I'm gonna do next. Hello, monster. Could you stop? Could you stop? Could you stop, please?
No.
I know the answer is no. So I did all that, and then I went and picked up my brother-in-law, and we went back home. And then yesterday, I got a surprise go somewhere. The Aaron texted me in the morning and asked if I wanted to go out to help buy plants for natural dyeing, like buy some indigo plants, and dip dye a skein of indigo yarn. And I went, yes, I do. So that's what I did yesterday.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, doing what I can. Still trying not to leave the house unless absolutely necessary, because we're still not supposed to be going anywhere. But that also involved a trip to the grocery store, and I found a pre-made butter chicken sauce that doesn't have corn in it. What? I've been looking for one of those for ages. And then I picked up some pineapple ginger barbecue sauce that also doesn't have corn in it. And drooled over the Black Pearl coffee, which I would love to buy because it's a really good local coffee, but didn't have that much money.
It is rather expensive coffee.
I was also ogling our favorite hippie commune tea.
Oh, yeah?
The Herba Mat tea. It's really good tea. Literally made by a commune. It is a commune of people who live just outside Winnipeg.
It's literally the hippie commune tea. Okay.
It is literally the hippie commune tea. It is made by people who choose to live in a commune. So.
Well, hey.
So good. So good. So that was my yarn on the go. I actually did some knitting in the car, and while I was waiting for my brother-in-law, I didn't do any knitting while I was with Erin. We were busy chatting.
Knitter's too busy talking to actually knit. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Happens. That sounds familiar. But that's me. I don't know what's going on. How's the chat doing?
Sherry asks, commune or cult?
I met the dude who runs it. There is some cult potential, but they make really good tea. So long as they're not going to harm anybody, yeah, whatever. You do you. I don't care.
Do your thing.
Do your thing. Cool. You're not infringing on my right to not be in there. I don't care what you choose to do. You want to run around as naked as the day you were born. Help yourself. Just put on clothes before you leave the commune. That's my only request, because it makes other people uncomfortable. And I would feel awkward if I walked into a naked person, because I would be very confused.
That would be terribly confusing.
I'd be so confused. I'd be like, why? What? Then I'd have to ask, because I'd have to know. I wouldn't be able to help myself. The thing. Did you cast on your stitches? Were you able to count? Did you get all the thingies right?
Well, I'm not casting on stitches. I'm just starting a new section of patterns, so I'm like halfway through, and I'm like, I should really be putting more stitch markers in here, but that's not happening.
Okay.
So, I'm setting myself up for entertaining failures in about an hour.
Some live on the air fiber fluffs?
Yeah, as you do.
As you do, yeah. All right, that moves us on to, I don't know, what's next?
That was Yarn on the Go. I have not gone anywhere with yarn. I did have a fun go. It wasn't with yarn, but because Mr. Diana has been making Lego models of the robots he works with, he then
I've been seeing those photos.
Had to go and do a photo shoot with the Lego robots. So we went for a walk to the pond that's like 10 minutes away, and because, of course, in the middle of a tech incubator research and innovation space, you need like a lovely nature pond. So there's a lovely nature pond in the middle of all these like high-tech startup-looking buildings. Just
sure.
Sort of a weird dichotomy, but anyway, it means it's really good for taking pictures of little Lego things. So that was my fun go.
I'm still excited that that's a thing that his company wants him to do, is build Lego representations of them.
They're paying for it too, so like there's so much Lego now. It's great. We get a delivery of Lego pieces like every day. It's terrifying.
It's gonna balloon like every other collector hobby he has.
I know, he had to get an organizer thingy for it, so yeah, it's
It's just one more thing that's gonna collect dust in your house.
They are really cute, though.
With this project.
I know. I understand this. I'm coming to terms with it. Slowly. Slowly.
In my mind, it just means you get an equal amount of space for your stuff.
Yes, that's why I have a whole room for my yarn.
Yes. Yep. Now if we could only claim you some bookcases.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have space for bookcases in here anyway because of this built-in desk behind me, so...
Well, no, but he has all the bookcases in the living room, does he not?
No. He has them all in his office.
Okay. That's fine then. As long as you're sharing this shared spaces, this equal amount of stuff, you're good.
So usually it's the woman that gets to put all her stuff out around the house, and the man has to keep all his stuff in his like man cave or whatever.
Not for that family.
Not this one either.
They've all the siblings have managed to have their long-term partners not have as much stuff as they do.
It would be absolutely untenable if we both had that much stuff.
Could you imagine me sharing a space with Mr. B if we had the same volume of stuff he's got? Oh my god. The apartment would explode.
Yes, it would.
It would not work. There would be no space for us.
Rita wanted to know what you would ask the naked person that you ran into.
I would honestly ask them why they're naked. Because I would want to know why. Like, if it was because, like, I would, whatever reason is they give it, that's their reason, that's fine. I would just be curious and want to know why. I can't help myself. Why? I don't care what the answer is. I'm just interested in how you got to that choice. And I would apologize because I would inevitably have, like, kicked them in the shin with my cane.
Oh, that would hurt extra, yeah.
Walked, like, and there's no clothing, so, like, it's a hard plastic tip at the end of my cane. Like, that whack would hurt a shin bone, hey? Like, that, or, like, a toe or an ankle, like, that would really hurt. So, like, I'd be apologizing for that, because, dude, now I've made your leg dirty, because my cane tip touches the ground all the time. I'm sorry, it's not my intention. I need to know, why are you naked? Like, what'd you give me? I don't care what the answer is. It could be just like, I woke up this morning and decided I didn't want pants. Okay, cool. You do you. I don't care.
Sherry has replied with a suggestive, "Oh, what's this?"
I'm not that rude. I was listening to one of the historical costumers I like to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the gentlemen was describing how women will stick their hand in what they think are pockets, and the front placket of men's
That's not a
18th
pocket.
to 19th
That's not a
is not a
pocket.
pocket. I'm like, A, why are they touching you? They don't know you. It's not appropriate. Like, even as knitters, we ask before we touch other people's stuff. Why is this so hard to grasp? We go, oh, can I touch that? And I mean, as a knitter, when somebody does that towards you and you're wearing a knitwear, you're like, dude, yeah, go for it. Totally. Feel this. It's great. Like, fill me up. No problem. But we still get asked. And we should be asked. Because touching people without consent is not okay. It's not okay.
Henry Crabgrass says, "Always ask
Henry
consent."
Crabgrass. There's a Critical Role reference for everybody in the middle of the show.
Sorry, I watched that one just like last week, so
It's so funny. It's really cute.
It's beautiful.
They made Matt Mercer play Crabgrass, so he gave Crabgrass a name and a voice and the whole nine
and a
yards.
personality and like
A personality. The things you do as a DM, people. All right. Does that move us on to what we're working on?
yes. And
She is
Susie, to
absolutely-
answer your question about what part of what pattern, I will be talking about it shortly, but it's the Moharino medley. There's your
Yes.
quick view.
Quick view. I go first because
You have more things, yes. 2, 4, 6.
more things, more stuff. Oh Lord, realtor lady, what do you want?
To show your house more.
Well, she had to ask for an exception because there's a couple coming in from out of town tomorrow. Because I guess they're looking to move into town, so
Yeah.
they have a very restricted window. So they wanted to know if they could come in during the time I normally have blocked off for, work. And I said that's fine. The occasional exception wasn't a problem. It's just I'm not going to do it every flippin' day.
Yeah.
Not on weekdays between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Unless you have a really good reason to not be at work, go to work. You don't work 7 days a week. Nobody does. The law says it's not allowed.
Unless you're
All right.
self-employed, and then it's just kind of out the window.
Self-employed, all you do is work. It's your whole life. Okay, the Half Moon Tea. If you guys watched the live check-in with Thursday with Louise, then you'll already know it's done. But I have an FO. We got a Half Moon Tea, and we got miles and 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 miles of body. Because it's tunic length. This is a crop sweater, people.
Not anymore, it's not.
Not anymore. So it is done. It fits. It looks great. I'm not putting it on. It's still 27 degrees outside. But I have
Fair.
just shy of elbow length sleeves, color work, and if at some point this house ever sells, I'll have 2 days to put together and I can wash and block this thing, then I can trim my ends. I need 48 hours of peace and quiet to get this washed and blocked. And my simple hug, which is also not washed and blocked because it was a construction zone when I finished it. Well, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So, for the last time, unless I happen to wear it out somewhere and I want to talk about it, we have our main colorway, which is this beautiful variegated yarn from Heaven's Zen Yarn Gardens. It is the Cottage Girl colorway in all its melted crayony waxy goodness. And my yoke for this Half Moon Tea by Dragon Horde Fibers. Is it Dragon Horde Fibers? Quick,
Patterns?
Sherry!
Patterns? Dragon Horde something.
Quick, Sherry, you're test knitting for her. Did I do that right? Is the Half Moon Tea with the color work done in Noble Ruby, which I don't think is dying anymore, in her Winter Berries colorway. And then the blue color is the Bennett from Knit Picks, which I know was a discontinued colorway. So
Everybody likes your half moon very much. They think it looks very pretty being longer.
it is lovely as a tunic. So super happy about it. Now I'm going to put it on the floor for the cat to play with. because this is how things work in this house. I gotta keep going because
You gotta
Diana
keep
probably
going,
only
yeah.
has 2 things.
Yeah, my customary 2.
Got it, got it. So I will, oops.
I gotta finish this one row on this thing so that I've actually worked on it.
Hey! I finished a sock. Look, it's a sock. It's a completed sock. There's a whole lot of sock. Done! So, sock the first of the Whiskey Jack colorway from Erin from Fireweed Fiber Co. is finally complete. Holy Hannah. It needs a wash. It needs a block. These I'll just do and hang in the shower still, and people can deal with the fact there's socks in the shower hanging dry. But we're done. There's a full-on foot and a full-on leg. Look at all that. I forgot to make this contrasty colored. So guess what? Only the toes and heels have a contrast color. Because that happened.
Chat saying
Oops.
it's you said it was Sherry test knitting, but it is apparently Rachel that is test knitting for
Oh,
Dragon
is it Rachel
Horde.
test knitting?
Yeah.
Someone's test knitting. I just keep seeing Dragon Horde pictures, and I know more sweaters are coming out, and I keep forgetting who's enabling me to spend money I don't have. Someone's test knitting. I started sock 2. I have a toe done, and I'm making my way up the foot of my sock. Nothing fancy. We're still a vanilla sock. We're still this really super pretty colorway. So pretty. So good. Still excited to wear it. Still won't happen until the fall because it'll be flip-flop season until sometime in around end of September. Which feels like forever away because summer feels like it drags on forever, but that's okay. I know we'll get there eventually. Just gotta be patient.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm working on while we record too. All right, I have 1, 2, 3 more left. I gotta keep going.
That's great.
Things, stuff, doing the things. Do you remember how I started that crochet top? Is it the American Tee or American Tee? I'm doing it with Asa.
Okay.
And I got the 2 wool-like from Loops and Threads. It's acrylic, one in a white, one in a gray. I'm holding it double. I'm making it marled. So far, so good, right? Do you know what would be super helpful if I learned how to count stitches?
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to count stitches because I needed to have the gray just took a nosedive. Come here, Gray. I have to have enough because she does this by measurements. So I needed to have it measure this wide. I have some extra stitches going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mismeasured my starting chain.
Oh.
So I gotta rip all my progress out and start again because this is way too freaking big.
Oh, Asa says it's the American Tank, not T.
American Tank. Okay. It's a really cute looking little shirt thing.
Oh, America Tank. Okay, there we go.
America Tank.
America Tank.
It's a really cute, well done pattern if you just want a nice basic cap sleeve t-shirt in crochet. And she does a great job with the explanation and instructions. This was not a fault of the instructions. This was a fault that happens between the instructions and the chair.
Right, a pepcac.
Yeah, exactly. So I gotta rip this now and start again because I am 3 inches too wide. Which
That'll be a problem.
Way more positive ease than I needed anything. And this is going to rip like snot. It's going to be bad because it's got a little bit of a halo to it.
Oh no.
So ripping this is going to be a pain in the arse.
Poo.
Exactly. So that's going to get ripped, and hopefully I don't lose steam and I recast it on, but if I rip it and ripping it's a super serious pain in the keister, I might put it down and walk away from it for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not good because technically it's a cow, but you know what? If it's making me angry, I don't want to work on it.
No, who would? That sounds terrible.
All right, I got 2 more things. So
I also have 2 more things. So I believe is it time?
Your turn. It is time.
Okay, let me just finish making this increase here.
Okay, I'm going to eat a cookie.
Make one right. Okay, so I also finished a sock this week, which means I have a pair of finished socks. I have not woven in the ends. I probably will not weave in the ends anytime soon because we know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But here we go. Here is a finished pair of Jack socks, patterned from Sunflower Knit in the Whiskey Jack colorway from Fireweed Fabrico. Ta-da! They're lovely. The cable pattern doesn't quite match up because I apparently somehow managed to do the heels just a little bit different. That doesn't work. But I did the heels slightly differently somehow, just by a couple of rows. They both fit fine, so like nobody's looking that closely at my feet. They're not going to notice that things are out of alignment by 3 or 4 rows, so I don't care. They're done, and I can start a new pair of socks now. I'm going to start vanilla socks because, oh my gosh, I want some vanilla socks so bad.
And we got that sock along starting on the 1st of July.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But a certain Mr. Diana has a birthday coming up in a couple of weeks, and I can knit vanilla socks real fast. So I'm going to use the April yarn from Fireweed Fabrico, which is red-breasted nuthatch, which is lovely, like reddish browns and grays and creams and generally manlier colors. Or at least more Mr. Diana colors.
That's better.
Yes.
Like a manly color is whatever color a man wears.
Fair point. Fair. I apologize. They're more Mr. Diana colors. He does neutrals and orange.
The volume of beige in that men's closet is frightening.
He does neutrals and orange. So yeah, these are going to become plain socks. I just haven't wound the yarn yet, which is the only reason that I'm not working on them right now.
But, you know, the volume of gamer t-shirts his brother owns is also frightening.
Yes.
There's so many. You are just having nothing but troubles with that microphone.
Yeah, well, it's because of the tea and everything's over here, and I don't want to put the yarn next to the tea because that's just a bad idea. So I have to put the yarn over here, but that means I keep punching the microphone.
Have you thought of a thing called a TV table tray?
Yes, but those are downstairs in the pub.
And they, of course, could never come upstairs to the office?
No, they're a pain to go get. And I didn't think of it.
Okay. Because that's what my stuff stored on, a TV table tray.
That would make a lot of sense, and honestly, now that I have this microphone clamped where I usually put my yarn winding gear, I might have to go get one just to wind some yarn.
That makes sense. Alright, I needed to start a project. No particular reason. I just really had to. I no intentions of getting it finished anytime soon because it's a worsted weight acrylic sweater for the fall. But I wanted to get it started. Then I could fulfill that cast on itis I was suffering from.
Mm-hmm.
So, from Dragon Horde Fibers Designs, Dragon Horde Tristan, who makes the beautiful patterns. I'm making her Saturday morning tea, which she does in Aran weight in probably really beautiful hand-dyed yarn of her own. This is out of Impeccable because I have budgets. It is a 2-colored boxy Saturday morning sweater with snug sleeves. So my first color, so the top half of my sweater is going to be this beautiful deep green color. And then the bottom of my sweater is going to be a solid dark kind of gray color. So this is my first run of this pattern. I'm going to make it to the size that I think is good for me. I took my gauge swatch and turned it into my cast on. So I didn't even keep my gauge swatch. So my cast on is done. I've got to connect it in the round and then do my ribbing. I'm fiddling around with cast-ons. So I've cast it on for a 52-inch chest, but I'm only going to do the increases to a 47-inch chest because I prefer my sweaters to be fitted. But I wanted a bigger neckline without having to sit there and think really hard about stitches and inches and circumferences. So I just cast it on a bigger neck hole. And I'm going to do fewer increases through the yoke section. And then I'll knit more to get the right amount of inches down for me so that the collar doesn't sit so close to my neck. It sits farther away. Because I either like turtlenecks or open scoops or V-necks. I don't like that crew cut neck. I think it makes my head look funny, so I don't like it.
That's fair.
So I'm going to fiddle around with that, because worst case scenario, it doesn't work out exactly the way I want it, and oh, look at that, I'm done a sweater for my niece for her birthday in November. That's a hardship. So, done and done. I already told her. She's like, yeah, if it doesn't work, she would love a sweater for her her birthday or Christmas. I was like, it'll be green and gray. She's like, done. She's like, I like your hand knit sweaters. She's like, I don't care what color you make them for me. I just like that you make them. Done. So who knows where it'll actually end up in the end, but that's the one I casted on. Will I work on it? Guys, I casted it on and then I went to bed, and that was 5 days ago. So there's no particular rush for this project. Zero rush. I needed to cast something on. So I did. That's a thing. I got one more to go, so you're up.
All right. Sherry and Asa are just musing about the pub.
The pub.
Yes, there's a pub in the basement. There's no other way to describe it. There's a pub in my basement.
It's a pub.
It's a pub.
It's a pub.
Guess we're halfway through the year. I should probably film that house tour video.
Probably a good idea.
All right. Patrons, you get a house tour video at some point. And everybody else at some point after that, because patrons get bonus content early. Plug, plug, plug. All right. So I'm working on the Mohairino medley. I have done precisely 1 row on it since the last time I talked about it, and I am 2 stitches short. So I did the row wrong, so I have to take this row that I've just done. Because I'm 2 stitches off, which means my increases and decreases are definitely wrong somewhere, so I need to sit down and figure that out. And I kind of figured this would go poorly, so, you know, it's fine. But yeah, Mohairino medley out of a kit that I got on my honeymoon from actual Stephen and Penelope in Amsterdam, and it is gorgeous. It is probably the most expensive yarn I've ever bought in my life, but it was gorgeous, and I'm very happy with it, and it's so squishy. It's so squishy. It's a single ply merino, and it's so squishy. So the first section was done in Celix and Arctic Wolf, which were dark gray and copper, and light gray, like silvery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This section is done in sand, which is just a general beige, grayish beige. Mm-hmm. And I get to bring in the super fun merino the mohair. Yes, I get to bring in the super fun mohair that like glows on camera. I'm pretty excited. I'm not excited to be covered in this blue fluff while I work on it, but I'm very excited to be knitting with this ridiculous color. It's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. It's a stylish hat now.
I already warned Erin when traveling is a thing and you come back here for the Manitoba Fiber Festival,
mm-hmm.
that will get you within 15 feet of fiber and you will be eating it.
Yes.
And I don't know how you do that.
I don't know how I do it either.
Mike, that's just what happens. We get within 15 feet of any fiber and she's been eating it.
It just happens.
It just happens.
There's fiber in the air, it gets in my mouth. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Susie says, I'd love to see the pub. I've considered turning my dining room into one. Endorse. I endorse this.
This was like a great idea.
My pub was not a choice that I made. I'm renting this house, but we may be renting it because there's a pub in the basement.
May have been a deciding factor.
I'm so excited to have people over. It's going to be amazing.
You've had people over. Brittany's been over.
Well, yeah, but I mean like an actual party like this house can hold. More than one or two people.
Your college days. You want to relive your college days.
No, I want to have college days ever in the first place. I didn't have time in college.
Well, now whose fault was that?
My 6-course schedule and part-time job and having a 1-hour each way commute.
So you did it to yourself. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, see, I'm surrounded by students, so I figure this is the perfect time to relive college days.
Probably, yeah. All right. So I let them. I gave them the option. High fiber diet. Oh my god, you're not wrong. The Chicken with Louise, we always pick a goal, right? And I tend to pick disastrously huge goals. So I need to finish the socks by the end of the month because we have a sock-along starting on the 1st of July and I need those needles to be free.
Mm-hmm.
So the sock was non-negotiable. It had to happen. It was on the list. Then the options were a shawl, and my fingerless mittens, the Be Relentless mittens,
Mm-hmm.
or try to see if I could get all the squares for a blanket done in a month, like a queen size bed blanket. The blanket boat won. So these are all the squares I've already pre-made in the varying colors. And these are all the squares I'd already had pre-made in the solid colors. And what I need to make, living in the Tellus bag, my cat hates. That's what she constantly has to kick the crap out of. I know, I remember what Hook says it is. Do I remember what pattern it is? No, no. I gotta go find that because people are gonna ask and I have no answer. It's the one from the Legit Nun. Where it's like sister or something.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That
So
one.
what happens is I sew those little squares in to make this big square,
Mm-hmm.
which looks like a quilt,
Mm-hmm.
but it's granny squared, which is just so cool.
It's gonna be so cute. I'm so excited to see this thing when it's done.
This square had already been sewn together, but I did not like whip stitching the squares together. So I have a lot of additional ends now because I literally pulled apart the final rows and crocheted them together, which takes a bit of time because you're unpicking ends,
Mm-hmm.
undoing, then redoing your work. So this is the first square done. I need 35 more. And I have
Mm.
till the 1st of July because that's the next check-in.
Oh,
Cool.
have
Will I
fun.
have the ends woven in? Oh, I hope so. I would like to be at the point where the squares are all done and sewn together and I just have the border left to go. Like that's like like super ideal is the border done. Realistic ideal is my squares have all their ends woven in and they're together and I'm ready for the border, which is still a lot of work for 1 month. So my insane goal for the month has been set. So this will be the thing I work on the couch all the time because boy do I need to get it done. Boy do I need to get it done. This is
Mm-hmm.
not it because like connecting these, there's actually going to be a colored square in each of these corners here, and then you have a row of cream colored granny squares. So that's how I'm connecting them. So once I have all of these done, I have a however many rows each of these granny squares are. Can I count? Maybe 1, 2, 3. These are 3 rows. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I have a 3-row repeat granny square of a beige color between each one of these big squares
Mm-hmm.
as like the border pieces, and that'll be when I'm connecting the squares together. So that'll be interesting to do.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it because it's just crocheting them together. So we'll get there hopefully as quickly as possible. But I figured it out to do that and give myself 7 days to connect the blanket. I need to do 2 of these a day. This is day 2. I've done 1. I should be at 4. So here's what I'm working on for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Because boy, that needs to be done.
Sorry, I'm just gonna
And
turn
I
the light on
should.
here. The sun's gone away.
Okay. So I'm gonna start by weaving in ends because I need to deal with all the ends on this one first. And do the last heart. Oh, there was a cat there. That's right. Here you go. Have a blankie. You hate blankies. So I need to weave in the ends and then do the other square that I've already got all of the gray beige combo squares for and the blue gray combo squares for. And
Susie
then
wants to know what color the border's gonna be.
I don't know. I was gonna decide once I put the blanket all together because I think the tweed color will be too much light. I think it needs a dark colored border, so I might pull the gray and do the gray border. That's from the gray on the inside of the quilt patterning. That might be my best option. Or the blue, I'm gonna have to see what might look best once it's all put together. So
Okay.
the bright side is I'm doing it at a burnout premium, so because we all know my love of burnout premium.
Yep.
It won't be a problem. It will not be a problem. And if I can get it done, that is so much yardage for Stash Dash. It's not even funny.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So I'm totally willing to take on this crazy, crazy project.
And Dragon Horde Yarn has entered the chat.
Oh, hi! We're talking about your patterns. My cat's lying on one of your sweaters right now. She's down there, lying on it. I don't think she's gonna give it back though. She looks comfy. I posted the picture just before we were going to go live, so it's all folded up and looked pretty and stuff, so it was super exciting. Though, yeah, I need to find yarn for the autumn port design because I own that sweater pattern, and I needs to make it, so I need to find yarn for it. Something will pop up, not shockingly, probably from Erin. How that goes, I suspect. Oopsie daisies. Did you see, is it Isabella Kramer's new t-shirt pattern she released? It's the striped one.
I have not seen this.
It was dropped in the pattern links. I forgot what it's called. Oh my goodness. But my brain saw it and it went, ooh, octopus ink in that teal colorway that Erin hasn't made a regular colorway yet that I'm just going to keep mentioning until it happens.
Wait, how far back is it?
In the pattern links? Who knows?
Is it?
Who knows?
I don't know, there's just a picture. I don't know, there's so many links and I don't have time to read chats right now.
You have time to read chats, you just don't keep up with them.
I mean, I don't have time to read chats at this exact second.
Well, you check that and I'll check the links.
There's...
Oh, you know what I can do?
How far back are we? Oh god, everybody's been posting so many things in this channel, I didn't realize. Oh no.
Do you have it muted? I can do this because I'm in charge of the Zoom. Hang on. I got you. Guys, I'm going to pull up a picture on Ravelry. I will give you a heads up before the Ravelry picture itself goes up because Ravelry. But I will pull up a photo here if I can. Because I know poor Diana.
I'm afraid to touch anything now.
She's been a little buried in things. That happens.
It's been a day already.
I saved the pattern because it was really cute. And I want to make
I'm glad you're on top of these things. Because clearly I'm on top of nothing.
We'll say I'm on top of things. You're up though. You're done. I'm done. So you have to tell me what we do next. Because I don't remember.
My very scribbly show notes say that wool gathering is next, so I guess it's my time to do the Patreon plug.
It is your time to do the Patreon plug. It is called the Dingley Deli sweater. Dingley Deli. Dell. Dingley Dell. It's either two L's or an L and an I, guys. I'm a little far away from my screen to read.
Louise is in the chat too and says hi.
Hi, Louise. Can I make this bigger so you don't see as much of... Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen and it's going to be a Ravelry link, guys. So be careful if Ravelry gives you trouble because it's a thing. If I remember how to share screen, gotta get real close. No, I'm gonna put my boob in my cookie.
Oh, you probably shouldn't do that.
It's a good cookie. I don't want to do that. And this is what Diana sees when we start chats. My head. While I figure out what's going on. Share screen. You're going to see my... Be careful, people. There's Ravelry coming up. I don't want anybody to get a headache or feel nauseous or anything because stuff's going on. And I want to share my screen. Haha!
Aha!
Do we see? This is the new one by Isabel. This is the top I want to make. Yeah.
Oh, I like this.
Look at that stripy goodness. I'm not going to close out the bigger window picture because it's a hot mess with Ravelry and a lot of people. So we're not doing that to anybody because that would be rude. But
I like this a lot.
I like the V-neck. I like the drapiness of it. I obviously would make it longer because torsos. But
well, yeah.
That's how that works. Now, if I can remember how to stop sharing my screen.
Now there's the challenge.
Stop share.
Hey! Oh my gosh, we're so professional. We almost know how to share screens now.
Sure. We'll go with that. That's fine.
Okay.
So there you go. That was the Dingley Dell. Dingley, and I think it's Dell. It's by Isabel Kramer, guys. Popped
I like
up
that. Okay.
in the links feed. But yeah, I've got so much I want to make. I'm out
Chat
of
likes
time
it
for the
too.
year already. It's really pretty. Don't get me wrong. As soon as, because it was that autumn quartz that I saw done where the background was white and the color work was done in shades of blue, and it was that super strong contrast that I really liked, that I went, yes, that needs to happen. Not in the white background with the blue stripes, like a different color combo, but that's how. What? Are you snoring down there? You are? Could you get comfier? I don't know if the microphone hears you.
Erin says she promises she'll dye some of the teal soon.
Woo-hoo!
And Sherry says, episode 219 and it's starting to come together. Well done, ladies.
Ola took half the podcast. This is the stuff you guys don't see. I edit this stuff out.
All right, is it time for the unscripted Patreon plug?
It is time for the unscripted Patreon plug.
If for some strange reason you want to support these technical difficulty shenanigans, you can do so in our Patreon link, which I believe should be in the description of this live already if I was on the ball and did that.
Should I have a face mask in my sock bag?
Why not? That's a cute mask.
It's upside down kittens, and I felt bad because the kittens were upside down, so they had to come home with me. Kitten heads were upside down, so they had to come home. I also have a Halloween one I bought too, because, well, Halloween. Duh.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Sorry, I was just weird to find it. Just pulled it out of my sock sack. I was like, I
totally understand.
Everywhere now, apparently. Okay, cool.
So saying, Patreon, any level of support gets you access to our patron-only Discord channel, where we are incredibly chatty and I keep up with absolutely none of it. I just lurk. Hi.
Professional lurker.
I am. What else? Early access to bonus content, like house tours that I swear will come eventually, now that I've lived here for 6 months.
Taking bets on who gets what up first, me or you?
Yeah, we'll take bets. I have utterly lost my train of thought. What else happens? Oh, there's the Experimental Tuesday blog posts. Last one I posted about making a salad out of weeds and a dressing out of herbs from my garden.
Yeah.
So every Tuesday one of us is posting about some experimental food that we've made.
I believe this Tuesday is my first Tuesday with the new kitchen.
Yay! I'm excited.
So it's going to be a tofu potato salad and chickpea chicken salad sandwiches.
Oh, and chat's also reminding me that at the higher tiers of support for Patreon, we also do an e-knit-in and the second last Saturday of the month, the next one of which will be, didn't write it down this week, last week I wrote down that it will be
19th,
on June the 19th.
Yeah.
June the 19th. At noon Manitoba time, the same time as this thing started.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Yep. Sometimes I take chat or not chat, we're in person at these things, but sometimes I take everybody for a trip. Last time I went out and ran some errands and we went to the LCBO and...
We did. We went and traveled with you while you dropped off a mattress and while you got booze.
Yeah. You know, good time. I actually do I kind of want to get one of those like dashboard clippy things now because the countryside around here is so beautiful and like just spending half an hour driving around would actually be like really nice, I think.
I want to get a GoPro so people can come with me while I go walking because, you know, I walk everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because don't let me drive. So it's on my wish list of things I'd like to get. One of those little ones that clips to me that shoots down so you can see the cane walking. So I'm not filming other people because that's not appropriate. Mm-hmm. I'm filming myself and my cane traveling around the city. Like those would be fun montages to watch my cane walk into things. Do
it at super speed and it's like...
Yeah, with like fancy music in the background. You know, the things I think I'm going to do at some point if I ever have the tech for it. All right. Is it my turn? Are we done?
I think so. I think that's all the stuff.
As always, none of this is scripted, so this will be fun to watch Diana versus Jocelyn. We super understand if you cannot choose to or cannot afford to financially support us. Budgets are a real life thing. As always, you can reach out to us and talk to us on other platforms. Commenting and chatting with us here on the lives and with our weekly podcasts are always awesome and very much welcome. We have a Facebook group which you are welcome to join. P.S. The answer is don't forget to knit. Important things to remember. We are also available on Instagram, though if you go looking for us in Ravelry, we were never very good. And we're still not very good.
True.
But the amazing Asa, she's got you covered, guys. She knows what's up. And she will poke us. Mercilessly? Yeah, thank you. It's not my thing.
That word.
Today. That word. To remind us that these are things that we're supposed to be doing, and boy, do we appreciate it.
So much. Makes it easier.
Things go in one ear and they go right out the other on us sometimes. So all of that is going on. We are currently running a knit-along. We've got one coming up, so these are important knit-along pieces of information. Right now we have the hashtag NKP Spring Cleaning Cal, which is KAL, running on. It's going to run till the end of September, right? Nope, end of July, because it started in May, June,
yep.
July. We run things for 3 months. Whips are welcome. It's a 4-skein or more big project behemoth of an idea. Diana's actually worked on hers. I usually cast something on and then don't touch it till the last month and then rush to finish. I have a system, thank you very much. So that's going on right now. It is being run on Instagram and on the Facebook group. It is not being run on Ravelry. So chatter and stuff, you can use the hashtag. You can tag us at Northern Knits Podcast so they show up in our feeds and we can reply and see them. And if you remember the Facebook group, obviously you can drop an image and a post into the Facebook group so we can ogle all the goodies. All the goodies. And then poor Diana, I'm going to keep throwing information at her head. The summer sock-along is going to start on the 1st of July. Diana, make a note in your calendar. You're busy the 1st of July at noon Manitoba time.
Okay, cool. I'm on call again that day, but should be fine. I'm on call right now and nothing bad has happened. Oh no, I've jinxed it.
Well, you did it to yourself.
I apologize if suddenly my phone starts screaming that the server's on fire.
Hey, you know better than to mention it, so I don't know why you did.
Yeah, that was foolish.
The cast-on party will be live as we tend to do, and we're going to do that. It is for socks. Are whips welcome? Of course they're welcome. Why would we say no to whips? We almost always have whips, so this is not a big deal, not a problem. I'm going to, in theory, be able to start a pair of socks. Please note the in theory part of that quotation. I'm going to try patterned socks again. There was nothing wrong with the cranberry sauce pattern. I just simply lost stitches and then got annoyed because I dropped stitches. And we know me, once I drop stitches, I'm done. I gotta walk away. It's not a thing I can do very well. So I think the ones I'm going to do are called, I'm just going to double check by leaving the screen. I'm going to go to my favorited socks because I'm not going to do the cranberry sauce socks unless I magically find time to do a second pair. Everybody start laughing now. It'll be 3 months. I'll be lucky if I get a pair done. Because me. But I believe the ones I want to do are called the Wow, I have more socks saved in here than I thought I was going to. Oh, right. I want to make those knee-high ones with the ruffle at the top. I'm ridiculous.
Yep.
I am ridiculous. Am I going to do a pair of crocheted socks? Yes. But really, freeing up a crochet hook is literally pulling the crochet hook out of the project and then using it for something else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine. So yeah, I'm going to do crochet socks and I'm going to do knit socks because, of course, Jocelyn goals. I'm going to try to convince Diana to do the dancing robot socks.
Dancing robot socks? Oh no.
Dancing robot socks?
I do love dancing robots.
It's by the same designer that did the 8-bit sweater and the cranberry sauce socks. Yep.
Okay. Okay, that might
Yep.
be
Yep.
happening. I might be doing dancing robot socks.
I'm gonna do the coffee date socks because I want some patterny socks that'll be good for fall. And the whole sock cow started because the designer of the coffee date socks reached out and talked to me on Instagram. That's Nicole. Nope, can't do that last name. Can't quite focus. I'm sorry, Nicole. I thought I could, but no, my too far away for my bifocals to kick in. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna share the screen, and it's gonna be Ravelry. Here's your warning. Well, we should drop warnings into the. Well, I mean, if they're watching it later, they'll.
Hmm.
I have absolutely warned them that I'm doing that. It's just the big blown up photo one. I'm trying to make sure that we don't have much of the Ravelry screen going on to help sort of not be a pain in the butt for everybody.
The designer's name is Nikki Knits.
Nikki Knits. Okay.
That's the
These
yeah.
are her. I don't know if I'm sharing. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah.
These are her coffee shop ones. So like, look at that patterning. That isn't like.
Those are so cute.
They're
I
really
like
cute
those.
without being. I don't think being technically too difficult for me. So I should be able to get into a good flow with them. So those are the ones I want to do.
I
So
don't
that'll
think
be what I'm
those are
casting on.
even true cables, so like that should have a
Nope.
really nice flow to it.
Yeah, I'm hoping. That's my hope. So I want to do those ones because she was the one we were talking socks earlier this year, and I was like, a sock cow, sure. I like sock cows. I like cows. Let's be honest. So we're gonna do that. It'll be the standard 3 months. So if you like are participating in Sock Madness and you can bust out like a pair of super pretty lacy socks with like beads in a week, go to town. Go. Do not knit socks at my speed. You do socks at your speed and you do it. But I think it'll be good because it's July, so if you've got sock whips, you can wrap them up. If you like to make socks for Christmas, you could bust through a whole bunch of vanilla socks and get ahead on your Christmas knitting
Hmm.
and still participate in a cal. So like there's a lot of opportunity there for everybody. And that'll go from the 1st of July to the end of September. And if by some miracle I manage to do a pair of socks a month, I'll have 3 pairs of socks. Miracle, people. Miracle.
Thinking of Christmas
Yeah.
socks, my mom has claimed the hummingbird yarn for a pair of socks.
She has she?
She has, yes.
Mine disappeared because the designer forgot to take photos, so she borrowed the skein. Take photos. I went, yeah, go for it. Do it up. And then that way that's there. And it'll just come back when next month comes. It's not like I'm going to be knitting it right now. Because I'm not going to be.
But you gotta cast on all the things.
Oh, God. I don't have that many free needles. I have some free needles. I don't have that many free needles. So that's going on. So the sock summer cal is going to start shortly. It's mostly because, why not? Is that going to be the last one for the year? Oh, no. Osa's already talked us into a fall one.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. Well, one ending in July, one ending in September, one starting probably the 1st of September. It's going to be cals for the rest of the year, I think. I feel like that's how that's going to run.
Always have a cal going. At least
Always
one.
have a cal. At least one. That's how you have fun, right? That's just the joy of it. It's just knitting stuff with other people. That's what I think, anyway. Unless we get too many Rachels on the go, and then in which case it'll be a problem.
Things with real deadlines. Oh no.
Things with real deadlines. Ours, not so much. So that's going on. I'm just happy you're working on yours because you're not like me. You won't just crazy stress knit the last month of a cal to try to get it done on time.
No, I'm much more of the do some on a regular basis kind of a method.
I apparently don't function well that way, so what do I know? Cool. But I believe that's, oh no, the last thing we'll gather is I was going to show you guys my indigo yarn.
Oh, yes, please do.
That's what I was going to do, but I'm mid-row. How's the chat doing?
Let's see. We're talking about that. We're talking about that. Da, 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 da. And Asa said we were saying Asa talked us into another knit along, and so she was replying, "Did I?
Yes, the fall accessories one that's upcoming. Also, that was all you. All I said was I wanted to start a cowl, and then that turned into a cow, and I didn't get there on my own. And Diana went, "Oh, that sounds like fun," and a cow was born. That's how this works.
We dreamed it, and then it was.
And then it was. All right. So in my super sexy Ziploc bag.
That's
See
a
this
pretty
blue
blue.
yarn?
It's very reflecty, though. That's
I
not so
know,
bad.
it's just
Okay.
because down there works better.
Yeah,
Until
there,
like
there we go.
that.
That angle works pretty good.
That angle works pretty good. It has to stay in this bag till 3 o'clock this afternoon because it's got to rest in the bag for 24 hours. And then I get to wash it by itself. It's dyed yarn, guys.
Oh
So
yeah.
this was a skein of white yarn, dip dyed, and a vat of indigo dye out at Longwood Homestead, just outside of town here. And they do natural dyes. So Erin went to go get indigo plants so that she could do this. And apparently I'm going to help her. It's going to be a fun experiment. There's going to be photos of me standing in the backyard looking at a bucket at some point this year, guys. That's how that's going to work. But when you put it in the bucket, it looks green.
Really?
And then when you pull it out and it hits air, then it turns blue.
I did not know that.
So cool. It's so cool. I think they were saying one section of that, like one thing of that for it, for the measurements and stuff, we'll do 6 pounds of fiber.
Not like, I don't know how much fiber comes off a single sheep, but that seems like most of a sheep, if not all of a sheep.
That's a lot of fiber in one thing. But I mean, it's a process to get it from plant to dye level. So she was talking through the process. I was like, man, that's a lot of prep work. Still, I think totally worth it if you can get colors like that.
It's a very pretty color.
It's just such a pretty color. So what it'll look like when it's all dried and done, I don't know. I don't get to wash it till, well, if we're honest, the last viewing of the house for tonight is 7:45. So it'll get washed tonight, and then it'll get hung to dry. And the people who are coming in out of town tomorrow that want to see the house at 10 in the morning are going to randomly have yarn drying in the tub.
Yeah, well, you're staging the house for hobbies. You could do your hobbies in this house.
There's a spinning wheel in the front room. Like, if that doesn't tell you who lives here, I don't know what will. But I mean, you need to come in on special hours. It's fine. It's the house is going to be a little weird because I have to live in the house too. So that'll be going on. That'll be great fun. So that's happening. So I'm excited to see how that turns out and stuff. So it was super fun. It was a really good thing to go do. Super intrigued by the idea of natural dyeing. I know the Friday Night Knitting girls were talking, and somebody said they had dyed with black beans once. They did a natural, sunshine dye with black beans.
Really?
So I feel like I need to Google and try that, because we definitely get hot enough here in the summer to sunshine dye, because the mason jars would get up to temperature fine out in the sun. And boy, do I get sun in this yard. So I could totally do that, and I could try that in coffee grounds.
Yes.
So I need to figure out how to afford a couple of skeins of plain yarn, and I think I might give that a try this summer, just because why not, to see what it's like, see what the whole process is for natural dyeing. I think I know for sure I want to do the acid dyes, the fast color dyes in the chemical dyes, but I want to dabble in the natural stuff. So
I have a couple of skeins I was gonna do with cabbage. I was gonna do red cabbage.
Yeah.
I still haven't done that. I should do that. I have all the space for it now.
You do. You also have sewing projects that you're supposed to start, and you could have been sewing squares together on your cardigan.
Could have. Didn't.
Oh, I totally forgot about a project this week.
Oh no. We'll save it for next week.
I did 4 more squares on the patchwork cardigan.
Oh.
Yeah. Not really that much, guys. I finished off the last 2 I had to do for the not griddle basket weave squares. So I finished off the last 2 the basket weave, and I started the first 2. They call it a griddle, but it makes these lines, and I was having a heck of a trouble making the lines show up. So I just ended up saying no and doing a crochet through the back loop to get the lines
Okay.
like crochet ribbing instead, because I just, for the life of me, I can't see the yarn that well, so I was having problems making sure double crochets went into single crochets and single crochets went to double crochets to get that line effect. So I just went with a ribbing line effect instead. I'm doing
Yeah.
that. So I definitely need to order some more yarn. I was pretty sure I had underestimated how much I needed, so I gotta do a Michael's order anyway,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a couple other things I want to get finished that use Michael's yarn. So I need to prep that. Things that need to happen.
Fiberfloozy Crafts says hi. And
Hi.
late as usual, we were mowing today.
Yeah, it's way too hot to be mowing lawns. I mean,
Yeah. We have some kind of like weird error advisory today because of the heat. Something about pockets of
error?
ozone. I
What
it was,
in the world is
I don't
that?
I don't know. Oh my god! Apparently it feels like 37 right now outside.
Hey, we're only 22 today. Beautiful. I still don't
Dang.
mow lawns. I hire dudes. That's what happens. I don't do lawns.
Special air quality statement is in effect due to the possibility of deteriorating air quality. Hot and sunny conditions are expected to cause increasing ground level ozone concentrations in the area. Moderate risk AQHI values are expected throughout the day, with the potential of short term high risk AQHI values in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds bad.
That sounds terribly not okay.
Yeah, I'm not interested in being outside today.
Sounds terribly not okay. All right. I suppose that moves us into books.
It does indeed.
Books. Is it time for the book talk?
It is time for the books.
That's okay. I had just Diana. What did I have read last week?
I know, right? What did I have read last week? Hang on. Oh, I just, right, I binged Critical Role last week.
Like your job.
Yeah, it was great.
All right. So I was reading the Bobaverse books.
Oh, Rick Rex is bye, so bye. Thanks for joining us.
Bye. It's a thing. What time are we at? Okay, we're still doing okay for time.
Yeah.
I have to be careful. So the books are by Dennis E. Taylor. And I had read the first one, We Are Legion, We Are Bob. Right? Yes.
Yep.
And then book 2 is For We Are Many.
Mm-hmm.
Blew through that one. I also blew through All These Worlds, which is book 3. And then I realized book 4 I got from the library. So I'm going to have to purchase that one when my credit comes in for the month, which is Heaven's River. So that one has to wait till I can purchase it. So I finished all those and I was like, okay, well, I need something to listen to. So then I decided that Sarah J. Maas's book 2 for the Crescent City series comes out in November. So I'm re-listening to House of Earth and Blood, which is book 1 of the Crescent City series. I like Sarah J. Maas's books, even though she uses the words instantaneously too much. Like, that's my only gripe, so really?
If that's the only thing wrong with it, yeah.
It's just a personal preference about that word, but I do like the character she creates and the complexity for them. So this one is definitely not a teenage protagonist. We start in their 20, like when they're 23, and we go from there. So like we're definitely an adult. So the language is definitely adult orientated. The topics are definitely adult orientated. And then you have the fantasy aspect and the world building that she normally does, and she does some beautiful world building. So super excited. I've got, 21 hours left? 21 hours left. It's like a 27 and somewhat hour book. So in theory, I'll probably be done next week because I get interrupted a lot doing the house stuff. So that is what I'm currently listening to. And boy, do I have squares to crochet. So.
Also says she finished a book around the world in 80 trains, and the author passed through, or the character, I don't know, around the world in 80 trains, and she passed through Winnipeg.
Yep, there's a train that comes through Winnipeg. In fact, Murdoch Mysteries travels through Winnipeg on a train in one episode of one series, and they talk to a lady who's getting off in Winnipeg, and they're like, oh, that sounds like a delightful city. And she goes, oh, you've never been there.
Oh.
Canadian TV makes fun of Winnipeg So that tells you that tells you a lot. We are the butt of jokes.
What is it? Slurpees per capita, murders per
Per
capita,
capita,
COVID per capita.
we're doing great. And if we're not frozen, we're buried in mosquitoes.
Buried in snow, buried in mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes.
Sherry says, "Are there still people trains?" A few.
There are still people trains,
They're
yes.
very expensive, though.
Expensive.
I looked at doing that, and it's like, so this costs 4 times as much and takes 6 times as long as an airplane. I kind of still want to do it one day, but
I would love to do that trail across Canada, like the train from one coast to the other coast, but it's cheaper to go to Europe for a month,
right?
And come home and stay in hotels than it is to do that train ride.
Right.
Like, holy cheapers.
Oh,
and that's the base. That's not even like for a fancy sleeper car or anything. That's just the base price to do it.
So it says, I think most Canadian trains are tourist trains. Most Canadian trains are freight trains and very boring.
Most of them are freight trains.
At least all the ones I've seen. I know there are people trains that go through Winnipeg, but I've never actually seen one. No, sorry, I think I've seen one once by the station, but I don't know where they go after that because I've never seen one anywhere else.
What we see are the freight trains because we're stuck waiting for them to go over the roads we want to drive on.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they probably put the people trains on the prettier tracks, which are not the ones where the freight trains are, so that's probably why we don't see them.
Yeah, and you see freight trains at rush hour because you're trying to get around.
Yeah.
And the trains are coming into the city or leaving the city because they've got, freight on them. So that's a majority of what we see are freight trains. But yeah, there are people trains.
Oh, also says, I meant most people trains are tourist trains. Yes, probably.
Oh, yes.
Probably there's not too many Canadians on the people trains.
We don't really do commuter trains.
That's not a thing.
A very, very small number of large cities, like I know, have like that above rail system.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's like 2 or 3 in the country that have it. We're not really known for that kind of transportation.
No, well, I mean, we're a giant freaking country. It takes days to drive across it, so.
It takes days to get into Ontario, which, by the way, when I come to visit you, we're going to have to book some time off work.
Yes. You can fly, I believe, direct from Winnipeg to Waterloo Airport now for very cheap.
Yes, and I mean, I will fly to you, but Louise has booked us, Donna has booked us, we're going to Little Red Mitten, a bunch of other people want to meet you, so we're doing like every small space yarn shop coffee thing in like a 2-hour radius of Waterloo when I come out to
Absolutely,
visit.
We'll do a tour of Southern Ontario.
We've been booked.
I would love to do that. I am super on board with that. As soon as it's safe to do that, I am so on board. I will take all the time off work. It's fine.
They've been volunteering you for this so that they get to meet me.
I'm volunteering myself for this. Yes.
It's totally gonna happen. Something I want to do too. Don't worry. When it is safe, I will come. Touch my mom. You're going to Ontario for half a month? Why? Don't ask. Just accept it and we move on.
It'll take that long. And I mean, there's Toronto right there, so there's tons of stuff to go do. And yeah.
If we time it, it'll be like during an Anime North convention, and then there's farmers markets, and there's a lot of things we need to do when I get to Ontario. Yep. It'll be the same like when you come to Manitoba, it will be packed full of stuff to do.
Yep.
Yeah. That'll be just how it goes. It's just how it goes.
I haven't talked about my books yet.
You haven't. You should talk about your books.
Okay. I also am reading the third Bobaverse book, whichever that one was called. All these worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I read that one while I was listened to that one while I was pulling weeds yesterday and giving myself a blister from pulling so many weeds. But I have a garden again, so, that's cool. I read something else this week. Scion of the Fox. I picked that one up again. I was thinking, I had to visualize the stack of books on my bedside table. Scion of the Fox. Which is the one that takes place in Winnipeg And it's still just really weird to have magical things happening in Winnipeg because I really don't think of Winnipeg as being a magical city. Further bashing on Winnipeg, and like, I don't mean that to sound like I'm putting Winnipeg down. I just, maybe because it's where I've lived for so long, it just doesn't feel magical, you know?
It's a great little city. I'm super excited for stuff to open up again.
Yeah, like, the arts and culture scene is actually amazing.
I wouldn't think of it as magical, but yeah. We have a great arts and culture scene. We have a great music scene. We have a great, like, there's a lot of really good stuff in the city. I just don't think magic.
Right?
I think art galleries and theaters and, going to see live jazz on Saturday night at different restaurants. Like, that's what I think.
And like visiting all the little businesses in the exchange where the owners are there and they're thrilled to talk to you about everything in their store. Yeah, that.
Yeah. That's the stuff. That's what I think. I can't wait till I can start shopping things again.
Yeah, gosh. I want to find that here because I feel like I get the sense from Instagram, all the little local Instagrams, that there's a similar kind of culture here, but of course I can't go find it right now because...
Yeah. We're limited, so...
Yeah. I'm just... Eventually.
Be patient and wait. It'll happen.
Yep.
Until then, there's cookies.
Yep. I think that's everything.
Okay. Are we all caught up in chat?
We are all caught up in chat. And you have a showing coming up at some point?
I think relatively soon. Yeah, in under an hour.
Okay, well, we should probably wrap this up so you can go get ready for that.
I gotta clean up this so it looks like nobody uses this office ever. So that's the thing.
Yeah, gotta stage the house like nobody lives here so that other people can imagine living there. That just seems so...
I know why we do it is because spatial awareness and the ability to visualize yours, like take stuff out of a space in your head and put other stuff in the space is not common. Like it's not something everybody can do. It's like I know why we do it because everyone gets distracted by the little things. So that's totally fine, and I understood that when we put the house up for sale. So I also took a picture of the sale sign, which is taller than me by a lot.
Oh. I didn't realize they were that tall.
I had no idea for sale signs came that big. I said to my mom and she's like, what the?
It's a big sign.
It's a big sign. You can't miss it. Very prominent. That's fine. But it doesn't mean I gotta go because I gotta get some more cleaning and stuff done. So hopefully I am able to get some work done today. That'd be great. That'd be good.
I need to go find a lower down room to sit in because this one gets very warm with the door closed and the computer on.
Why do you have the door closed?
Sound.
Yeah, okay.
I don't live alone. I have somebody else that lives here and occasionally is also on calls.
I just have a cat. And I don't know where she is anymore. I've got a messed up sweater.
And an absent cat.
On it.
No, okay.
She's still on it. She really likes lying on knitwear. On the bright side, I will say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit.
I gotta press the button. Press the button.